It's week 3 of the 2025 season, and all eyes are on Jamar Chase. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Bengals and the Ravens, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
Summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
You enjoyed watching that game tape, didn't you?
Yeah,
Last week's game.
It was good. Four touchdowns, one pick.
Now, you were a little upset about the pick. I didn't know if you would play him this week or not if you were the head coach.
Hey, they got the win.
You got the win, so you're going to give him another chance?
I'm going to give him another shot.
All right. I think the ratio is pretty good. He'll try to eliminate the interception, but he wants to keep that hot streak going, throwing touchdown passes.
Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Here's Jackson to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week, as his first one here's away. Here come the Bengals, and CD, of course, it's Joe Burrow out of LSU at quarterback.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 42. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now it's Burrow. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. The numbers a week ago for Chase. He took out some anger, some apparent anger against that defense. The yards just kept going up and up and up.
Yeah, he was just running up and down the field doing whatever he wanted. By the end of the game, he was seeing 2, sometimes 3 defenders on every snap, yet he was still making play after play. It was like he was running routes versus air in practice.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Now a short one to Gesicki, and he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down. In motion, the tight end. Burrow will throw. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Burrow looking to pass. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. And Burrow going to throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals are on the board first here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. It's complete to Hopkins. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. Here's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown, they got the stop, and now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
This is Brown going up the middle. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The Bengals hit 2-0 here to begin the season. And off to exactly the start you're hoping for. Nothing for the fan base to complain about, at least not yet.
I like the way that you phrased that. Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's still a long ways to go. But they've come out playing good fundamental football, and that might carry them a long way if they stay in that mode throughout the season.
Now Burrow. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now it's Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now we're going to get a timeout here for an injured player, and that's Jamar Chase, who is in some obvious discomfort right now. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. He'll take this to the 46. You look at this Baltimore defense. And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Burrow. And he fires one, but incomplete.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Jackson. Right side, there's Likely with it. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it'll be 2nd down. Now, this defense for the Bengals, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They go play action now. Jackson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
In motion, right goes Hopkins. Now Jackson taps this forward, jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he's going to have a Ravens first down as he gets it up past the 35.
Holding offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. In motion right is Hopkins. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. He's got room past the 30, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. You talk about this Bengals defense. They put together a strong effort last week in the win over the Bears, CD.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because his feeling was good, solid performance, did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win. But definitely would like to see some improvement in this week's game.
They always want improvement, don't they?
They certainly do.
A gain of 8 and a first down.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Now it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. The numbers for Andrews last week: 5 catches, 57 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. To throw is Jackson. Yet again, targeting and fighting Mark Andrews. And Andrews going to have a Ravens first down as he'll get this down to the 35-yard line. Hopkinson in motion left. Jackson now. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Off the option, here's Henry. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Trey Hendrickson. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks are starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
Finding space at the 40. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. 22 yards there, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Here we go. 180.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An inside give, Brown. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Right back to Brown. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Back to throw now on 1st down. T. Higgins. And down to the 19-yard line. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This will be caught at about the 6. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Now it's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Trey Hendrickson, the one who gets him on the ground. Now a 2nd and 10. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out. And a 5-yard penalty.
Ball start. Offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. From the gun, Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. So the completion gets him just a yard. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Here's Jordan Stout now. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Jamar Chase hoping to be at center stage yet again as the offense returns to the field. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Burrow will throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Burrow looking to pass. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Ravens, they'll take over. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Now 2nd and 3. Hopkins, a man in motion left. Here's Jackson to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he will have a Ravens first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
They'll send a tight end in motion right. Throwing is Jackson. This will go to Henry out wide. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down. Inside handoff, Henry. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Now it's Jackson. That is caught. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Off the option, here's Henry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion left. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Looking left side, Andrews with it complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Andrews from 8 yards out, and the Ravens are back within a score.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Cincinnati set to take over once again. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Options galore here, second and a few inches. Now Burrow. That one taken in by Burton. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Here we go. 11 empty, 12.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Here we go. Stop.
Throwing again, it's Burrow. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Gun. Stop. Stop.
Here's Burrow. He's got Burton here. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. This 2nd and 4.
Stop.
Now it's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, just a 32-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker, defense.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the half here, it's Jackson. Going deep for Hopkins. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bengals got a strong performance in that first half by Joey B. Their quarterback, Joe Burrow. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes. as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now a 3rd and 6. They'll set up to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Here's Chase now on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
They need a stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. He's going to have the hook up here to chase. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. This one into the hands of Burton. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Here we go, here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Flushed out right, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Now it's Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
Whenever I see an in-route dropped, as we just saw in that play, I'm always thinking that in the back of their mind, they're worried about what's coming at them because they're going towards traffic on that route as opposed to being away from it and maybe having a little bit more space.
Holding, receiving team.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back them up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the gun, Jackson. And got his man complete. Down the right sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman. 70 yards, and the Ravens have got it back to within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. We got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. This one complete to Burton. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and a couple.
11.
On the handoff, this is Brown. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Here we go, here we go.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Burrow looking to pass. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Burrow will throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Burton. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Offense.
So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The former Minnesota Golden Gopher Rashad Bateman leading this offense back onto the field. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
Hopkins, the man in motion right. Now an option play on 2nd down. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Jackson now. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot. Then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, put the ball right on him.
Henry up the middle. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The tight end in motion right. Now it's Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 32-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Cincinnati. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the fourth. Here's Jackson. Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers.
Holding, offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Throwing is Jackson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Let's get set.
From the gun, a give to Brown.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 3rd down. Now it's Burrow.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10, just shy of the 30.
They'll start with a give to Henry.
And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain.
Offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center because, remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion. And sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
They'll try the right side with Henry. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Henry. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
47 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 3rd and 2.
In motion left is Hopkins. Here's Jackson to throw.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Play action. Now Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Holding, offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Here's Jones. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase set to take over once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Here's Burrow. Open man is Chase, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. From the 29, here's a 2nd and 4. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's caught. Andre Yoshivas. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Now Burrow. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And they go play action now. Burrow. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the 1st down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Now it's Burrow. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Holding, offense.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Burrow looking to pass. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. To throw is Jackson. That's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
There's a look at receiver Jamar Chase as the Bengals get set to go on offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Brown. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Burrow will throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Bengals bring out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 20-14, 2:12 to play. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Play action. It's Jackson.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the 1st down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call.
Jackson. Pass complete. It's likely. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Holding offense.
Gotta avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Jackson to throw. That is caught. Bateman.
That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on him. Really well done.
Here's Jackson. to Henry. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Jackson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Jackson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Second down, goal to go. Now Jackson. Back to the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. A very important extra point there, up and good, and that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now all the focus, it shifts to the Bengals. Trailing by a point, 23 seconds to go. And they need about 35 yards to get in range for a winner as they come up on first down. Burrow. And that's complete to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Burrow. This one complete to Yoshivas. Now they burn the timeout, and they're kind of in that gray area where they might be able to get 2 plays in, but maybe just 1 play left in this ball game. We'll see. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. A costly sack. They'll have to use a timeout here. And barring a defensive penalty, they'll be looking at 1 final play. A final shot now for Burrow. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
And his kick is good. He knocks through his third field goal of the game, and this one is the one that decides it. And the Bengals are going to get out of here with a W.
Well, we all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there, and the outcome was in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting, but in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Cincinnati, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.